Hello and welcome everybody to the latest episode of the Ramblings of Random Minds podcast. I'm your host, Alex Jarrett, and this is my guest, Micah. It is the first time without a mask.
Yeah, it is. First time you're seeing my face. Sorry. In advance.
Don't be too hard.
Thanks, man. Thanks for welcoming me back. I'm glad to be back on round number 2. And, yeah, let's get to it.
Hi. Well, I feel like I should do an update on what I've been doing the past 6 months or however long it's been since the last podcast.
Yeah.
I've just finished junior high. Grade 9 is over. It is now summer. Don't know how I feel about that. I've been at that school for 10 years. So
Is that the first time you've said that so, like, straightforwardly? Like,
yes.
Junior high is over.
Yes.
It's summer.
Anyway,
I'm
moving
a high
on.
schooler.
Anyway, moving on. Yeah.
It is crazy, though. It even feels weird for me, and I've only known you as a grade 9 student or going into grade 9, like,
Yeah.
over a year now that I've known you, and it feels weird. So I can't imagine how weird it is for you moving on to a new school.
Yeah, it's definitely a new step in my life. So
Yeah, but at least you get a new or the same VP coming with you, hey? Vice principal?
yes, yeah, there's a couple of my teachers who are moving with my class to my new school.
Which is?
I feel like I should not announce that on the wide internets.
Okay.
Most people who are going to be
you're right.
watching it already know or
Okay,
don't
that's fair.
really be known.
That's fair. No, you're right. Drum roll for nothing.
Yeah. Sorry, everybody.
No, you're good. That's fair.
Safety concerns. I've already told you where I'm from and whatnot, so it won't be that hard to figure out.
But it'd be a good school. Yeah, I know
There
some
are
things about it.
2,000 people in that school, 900 grade 10s.
Which is wild.
Yeah.
That's a lot. And so,
Yeah.
comparison, what was your last school? How many grade 9s? What was your graduating?
Grade 9, just under 70 people. Yeah.
Yeah,
So 10 times more at least
that's wild.
in grade 10, not in the school.
If you're rounding up to 70, that's a big difference from
Yeah.
high school to
Certainly.
that. Wow,
Yeah,
very
they're
cool.
big change, but I'm cautiously excited.
I think that's totally fair. Cautiously optimistic. I'm trying to think back when I graduated junior high, when I was going to high school. It was the same thing. I mean, I was at my school 6 years, and it was since kindergarten I was only at 2 schools. Like, I walked to school every day, and then all of a sudden it was a new school.
Wow.
And we took the bus, which was a big deal for me because I'd never had taken the bus or like driven to school, and then we had to do that anyway. And it was a whole new group of people and teachers and everything, but it's great.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see.
I've known everybody there basically my whole life.
Yeah.
So it's a big change.
Yeah.
Very, very big change.
But you're ready for it. Like, think about a year ago when I first started. I remember we talked about like high school. Like, high school is out there in the distance somewhere. Like, it's slowly approaching, and you're like, oh no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not ready.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still kind of feeling like that, but
Okay, but more prepared.
yeah, like just talking to people, it's a lot better, and just being more open and communicating well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're ready.
I don't know if there's a difference looking back on previous podcasts or not, but
But it's a different setting.
Yeah.
A podcast is different than just school interactions and stuff.
yeah.
And even the podcast, I think you're more comfortable.
Yes.
Do you think so?
I mean, it's been a while. I don't know my reference anymore. So
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's okay.
Hopefully there's going to be more.
Yeah. There'll be lots more. Any other part of that update?
Well, that's school side. I've also been starting to learn French. I'm not going to practice or try here because
Maybe in the future.
yeah, maybe.
Teaser to a future
Maybe.
episode where it's a French podcast.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
That'd be sweet.
I
That'd
know
be
like
sweet.
5 words. Even that's
I
a
would
little-
give you more than that. I'd give you 15.
Okay.
You're 4 days into Duolingo, not a sponsor.
No.
Reach out to us, Duolingo.
Yes, please. Sponsors would be great.
Yeah, it's a good app. It's a good app. I think it's a good way to learn it.
Yeah, fun. It's like a game sort of. So
right, it gives you little ways to reward yourself and like encourage you to keep doing it every day.
Yeah.
Keep your streak alive. The little owl tries its best to entice you.
Yeah. Well, always normally hurting others. Like, I baked you a cake 5 in a row. It's a cake in the guy's face.
I think it's a good tool. So far, I think it's a good match for you because, I mean, like we were talking about before, it helps with, like, structuring it.
Yeah.
So it provides you words to learn and phrases and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you and I can practice and do, like, pronunciation stuff, which is good practice for me, too.
You knowing French has helped me. Like, I know so many people who know French, but having one of my aides, it's nice to practice pronunciations, trying to... I'm not yet, but like do conversations and just.
Well, we've had some exchanges though.
Yeah.
And you're getting it down. It's totally weird mouth sounds at the start. Like you're not used to making certain sounds, and you're getting it. It's coming. I'm impressed. In 4 days in.
Thanks.
Like I've known it since I was not known it, but been learning it since I was 5.
Wow.
And so that it just takes time. It just takes time. Anyway. That's a good part of the update as well.
Yeah.
So maybe by the start of the school year, do you have a goal for your French?
Or not really. I'm just really bored, so I'm learning it.
Right. That's fair. Learn it as it comes. I bet you, not a goal, but my prediction is that we'll be able to have like a few sentences back and forth by the end of the summer. I think.
Yeah, that makes sense.
With good pronunciation and like remembering the words and stuff like that. I think that's doable.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah.
If I do it every day,
well, if
5
not,
minutes.
no problem. But I think that's realistic.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall we move on to our first topic?
Yes. First topic. So I forgot when we came up with this. Is like a week ago, maybe.
It says like a couple weeks ago, I think.
I feel like it wasn't that long ago, but I could be wrong.
I think it was just near the start of July, and we're the 17th now, so a couple weeks. But
do you remember what started the conversation? I don't personally.
I don't remember. No, I honestly don't remember. I was gonna say maybe we were talking Marvel stuff because Secret Invasion was about to start coming out or something like that. Yeah, maybe. Well, it would have already come out by then, I think this is my theory. I think that it was just that I came up with one that I really like for favorite superpower, and so it made me want to ask you, like, what was yours? I think that's what it was. Yeah, and then I was also talking about, slight spoiler alert, Secret Invasion, like, how I wanted Secret Invasion to be how, like, all the characters did not know who was a shapeshifter and who wasn't. Yeah, because that's enough of a mystery already. Yeah. They don't need to be super Skrulls. Yeah. Anyway, so that's a good segue. So should I say mine first since that was the start of the convo? Well, I don't think we've actually said what the topic is. So is a real drum roll this time. Real drum roll, yes. We're not faking you out anyway. How did that come up again? Just kidding. What's the favorite superpower? What do you think is the best superpower? Yeah, and how that superpower could be used for good and evil. Yeah. Like some you can't do much evil with, in my opinion. We haven't obviously looked through them yet because we're waiting for this, but and some you can not do much good with. For example, like super strength. Like you fight bad guys, but you're hurting people at the same time, even if they're bad guys. Yeah, interesting. I know. I feel like well, we can get into it, but I feel like super strength specifically, the only way you can do it for good is like working as like a emergency personnel. Yeah. To like rescue people. Yeah. Like Rescue Heroes. Did you ever watch that? Oh, that's my childhood. I don't think I did. That's my childhood show, man. Good show. Anyway. Nice. So my favorite one, the one that I think is the coolest, and that kind of ties into the language thing, is like a perfect memory. Right, you said that earlier, right? I feel like it'd be cool, and part of it is because I have a bad memory, especially with like names and stuff like that. I just can't seem to like keep them in my head. But I think if you had a perfect memory, you could basically just be like a super genius.
Yeah, because like an example that this could be used for good. Let's say, how would I set this up? Like, you read a book about how to perform an emergency procedure.
Right.
Then
you know it.
Then you know.
Forever.
So you get put in that situation, you know it right away.
Yeah. You could be the most prepared person on the planet.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to put it. So like you said, you could learn any skill. You could learn languages like we were talking about. So I could communicate with anybody in the world. Yeah. Which is so cool. I think that'd be a pretty sweet superpower on its own, just being able to speak every language. Yeah. And then, like you're talking about, I would know, like, people's anatomy and stuff, so I could, like, operate on them in an emergency, or learn how to, like, do crazy science experiments, and, like, learn how the world works, and, like, intricacies of chemistry and biology and physics and stuff, so I could just be a really good scientist and design stuff. Like, I think there's a lot of cool... But the thing I like about it also is that you don't really stand out that much.
No.
Like you'd probably be known, but you're not like, you walk into a cafe and everyone's like, that person definitely knows everything and has a perfect memory. Like, no, you can't tell. But if it's like super strength or super speed or something like that, you maybe be harder to hide it.
Yeah. How would this superpower be used for evil if it can? Because like we know it can be used for good. You read a textbook and you know everything in it, and you can do medical procedures, or you can speak every language and be a diplomat, or
true.
What actually, before we go to evil, what else can be used for good?
I always think of the like spy side of it. So when you were saying evil, I was thinking like, well, you could learn like people's plans and then like
and then just know it,
wreck them. But that could go for good or for evil. Yeah,
and it would also make you a target who can't really... Well, you're not a super person that can protect yourself. What you know is that. So you would...
True, you are vulnerable.
Yeah. You need to surround yourself with allies if you were to choose to go that... I know everything, and I have the plans here. Right. Battleship, so now...
if you're public about it, you gotta have people around you.
But, it's different, like, in movies, like, you see, these are the plans, we need to destroy the plans. The plans are in person now.
Right.
So,
true. Yeah.
It does make it harder for...
But you could be a super spy, and then you could be a little more under the radar.
Yeah.
Publicly, anyway.
Yeah.
What would be the name of that power? Like, I'm trying to think. When you're talking about going public with it, I just made me think of like Iron Man. Well, what's a superhero's name who like doesn't forget anything? Memory Boy.
Memory Boy, the newest installment in the superhero plaza. I don't know. Memory Man.
Memory Man, yeah.
I like my alliterations whenever I name stuff.
I feel like there's a pun there that could be a good name, but I can't think of it.
Forget-me-not something.
Ooh, I kind of like that. Mr. Forget-me-not?
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's kind of nice. Incredible vibes there, like Mr. Incredible, Mr. Forget-me-not. I kind of like that.
I know everything, haha.
Good. That sounds like your Xbox name, I think. Would be that.
Maybe, yeah.
Like your screensaver name. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think that could work. Well, what's yours? Did you have a favorite in mind? We had a couple listed there. Have you decided on one or no?
I don't know I don't really have one. Like, it'd be nice to fly because then I'd be able to get around, but...
Yeah, the flying one is cool. I always wonder, people always talk about flying as the superpower, and I always wonder what that would look like. Can you fly at any speed?
Yeah, that's a very big... what's the word on it?
Do you need to wear like an oxygen mask? Or can you naturally like breathe in low altitude or high altitude and stuff like that? Like, there's a lot of caveats there, I feel like.
Yeah, definitely.
Because otherwise your power is basically just hovering.
Yeah.
Which is okay.
Which is fine, like...
But not as useful.
No. You can save someone from falling from a building.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yeah.
But also if they're almost about to fall off... So for this, what we're going to be doing, evil, or what can be used for good and evil, let's do this in... Or go ahead, sorry.
Or neutral. Should we try to categorize them? Like, this one's good for both, or neither. Yeah. This one's good for evil, this one's good for good.
So I think we can say that the
Mr. Forget-Me-Not?
Yes. Mr. Forget-Me-Not can always... It's a good. I think it leans towards good.
Okay.
Like, unless there's anything else that can...
I would just say neutral, but I think it leans good as well. The only thing I could think of that would be, like, for evil is, like... Yeah, learning, like, government plans and, like, ruining them. I don't know.
But, like, even that it's hard to get there.
True. Well, you have to learn it from somewhere.
Yeah, you have to learn it from somewhere. You don't just know everything,
So you need to have a source.
Yeah.
That's true. You could learn, like, designs of, like, atomic bomb or something like that, and then you could be an engineer that makes things for evil, but, like... Again, you have to learn it somehow.
But then you can't improve on what has already been made unless you have special skills in another.
Well, which you could learn.
Yeah.
Which you could learn. Mm-hmm. But I agree. I think it is more good than evil.
Yeah. Anyway, shall we move on to flight?
Yeah, let's do flight.
So, flight, let's just say not super speed, not able to breathe oxygen, not able to go to space or whatever. How can it be used for good and how can it be used for bad?
I think from big picture, I think right off the bat, it's like so neutral. Yeah, I feel like the physical ones are always neutral, like flight or strength or like super speed or something.
Well, strength is a little bit.
You think it's more evil?
Yeah. But
it could be.
Yeah.
It could be.
Because, like, what can you do for good?
With which one?
With strength.
With strength?
Like, you can kill people with bad, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. True. I think you're right. It might be more bad than good because even if you're doing good with it, you have to be really careful. Yeah. Like if I'm working like emergency services and I'm like rescuing a rock climber or something like that, and I like catch them, I gotta make sure I don't crush them. Yeah. If I'm super strong. Yeah. You know. So that's true. I think you're right. You got to be very careful.
Yeah. And like in the classic sense of like superheroes, like they take down the bad guys. Is that really
You're beating someone up at the end of the day. Not to mention property damage.
That's certainly something that gets overlooked all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, not in Marvel. I feel like Marvel talks about that a lot now.
Yeah. When was the first movie? Was it Civil War? I think that's
where they talk about it
first brought up.
I'm thinking about Spider-Man Homecoming, where the basis of the like villains is that they get all their parts from the like the leftover damages after the Avengers battle. Yeah, right. I think that's an interesting way to look at it. Anyway, okay, so we agree for strength. What do you think for speed? What could you do for good and for evil?
Messenger, but how fast are you? Can you like walk on water fast? For me, not really.
No. Okay.
Personally.
So it's not Dash from The Incredibles. Well, I think Flash is even faster than that. Like, he can reverse time, right? With his speed. So if you're not that fast, you can't run on water. Let's say like 150 kilometers an hour. Yeah. Like very fast, like highway fast. Or even a second.
Even a second.
Per second? But I think after that...
Yeah, fair enough. That's
you're running on water.
Space. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you could be a really fast messenger.
True, just a carrier pigeon.
Yeah. I have a superpower. I'm the only person with superpower on this team, and I will just be your messenger and
oh, you have a cell phone, so I'm not that important anymore? Yeah. Oh, dang. Well, I guess I'll go work for someone else.
Mr. Cell Phone, that's my name.
I think carrier pigeon. Yeah. It's like not even a cell phone, not as good as a cell phone.
Fast pigeon.
Fast pigeon. Speed pigeon. Yeah, I think that's one thing for good. You could save people as well.
Yeah, definitely. And like if you're traveling at that speed, if you hit something too, I suppose that's more of a negative thing because that's breaking and destruction.
Well, and are you hurting yourself?
Yeah, that's...
If I grab someone going 150 kilometers an hour, my arms are coming off.
Yeah. I mean, I'd imagine it'd come with speed that you're not, like, ripping your arms off while you're running.
But you could also stop quickly.
Yeah.
I think that's a given. So I could, like, speed, stop, grab someone, speed away. So you could still save people. Mm-hmm. If there's, like, a fire or something. Like, I'm thinking of the scene from X-Men... when like everything's in slow-mo, you know. So you could do that.
How could it be used for bad? I know I've mentioned the punching at super high speeds.
The first thing that came to mind is cheating at the Olympics.
Yeah, you could definitely do that.
You could be rob people of money.
Yeah, it's like Dash and The Incredibles.
True. When they're trying to get him to get second place. Yeah. True. I mean, that's a obvious one. I think you could probably like rob banks and stuff fairly quickly or like easily. I mean,
coincidence? I think not.
Same with the strength one, where you can rob banks and stuff.
Yeah. Is there anything else like either good or bad?
I feel weird brainstorming things you could do it for evil. I'm not sure what else you could do. I'm not sure what else. I would say I think it's neutral.
Yeah, I agree with that.
More than the other two. So we have one in each category. Which one do you want to do next?
Let's say invisibility.
I was going to pick that one too. Okay. I think that's a very different one.
Yeah.
An interesting one.
So first question to tackle is what you're wearing or holding
invisible
as well.
Yeah.
Because I think if you're holding something if you're holding something and it's not invisible,
right,
then
that changes everything.
Like
I think you can't do much for evil then.
Yeah. And like you can still steal, but you're just like there's a floating.
It would be bad.
There's
like
floating box money here. Weird.
Right. Just not that effective. Yeah. I do think in that case it would be better for good because I don't know, what do you even do for good with invisibility?
Yeah.
You're just like a good super spy.
I'm not dropping. No,
I ain't been dropping no eaves, sir. I'm just listening to your conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you would do for good. I still think it's more bad than good because...
Yeah, what would you do?
All you could do is eavesdrop and gossip.
Yeah, I guess get out of situation,
right.
Get out of places. Be a weird show if you're just floating clothes and stuff.
You could be a good magician.
Yeah.
Or an evil magician.
Yeah.
Depending on your...
Certainly.
Yeah. You'd be a good spy again. I feel like that's the only thing I keep thinking of is
Yeah, certainly.
Either for good or for bad.
Yeah.
Sneaking around and placing bugs in people's houses and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I would say it's more leaning towards evil, but pretty neutral, in my opinion.
I agree. Neutral evil, or evil neutral.
Yeah.
Okay, one more.
Have we done a couple more? Flight?
We didn't. Well, we talked about flight, but no, we didn't talk about good or evil.
So let's just entertain the idea of you're super fast. You can go to space. You can breathe anywhere.
Okay. Superman flight.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe not that type of speed, but you can just take away gravity and smash down on someone.
Right. So, the problem is, do you have strength too?
Well,
because I think a lot of the things that
you can use gravity to your advantage or momentum to your advantage, in my opinion.
Okay.
I imagine you're resilient. You're not gonna be if you're going down to the ground and at a summit at high speed, you're not gonna destroy your body.
Right. So the example I was thinking of is if there's an asteroid or a meteorite or something, you can't redirect it, fly into space and redirect it from Earth or something.
Not unless you have some sort of help, or unless maybe I don't know how the physics of that would work. Like if a little speck of dust would be able to change the course over a long period of time, or
yeah, like butterfly effect.
Yeah.
You could still fly up there and like attach a parachute to it or something.
Yeah.
Like slow it down.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know if you could stop it. What else could you do?
Save people, I guess. Just save them from falling, but who falls from a high place often? I don't think that many people.
Not in real life, I don't think. In superhero movies, it tends to happen pretty often. People find themselves dangling off of a high thing all the time. Oh no! I wish there was someone who could fly.
I am here, Mr. Fly Guy.
Ooh, that's kind of good. Fly Guy, and he's got like a fly costume with the like goggles that look like a bug.
Yeah.
Fly the bug, not fly the
bug.
movement. Yes. Okay, what could you do for evil with flying?
Redirect comets to Earth.
Other way around, backwards. Well, if you have
destroy your home, great job.
If you have
could go to space, meet aliens, and bring them to Earth.
True. Yeah.
Though if you're not that fast, I don't think you're going anywhere anytime soon.
Well, yeah, it just depends on the speed. You could steal stuff again. Like I don't know. That's the only.
Yeah, like you could get away easily.
Right.
But actually gang in.
That's true. You could do any crime.
Yeah.
Very easily. If you're like
in a building, you can't. It's harder.
It's harder, but even then, you just jump out the window.
Yeah.
And you're fine. You just fly away.
Whee!
Plus, you can fly in the building, so even if if you trapped, you could like hover.
Yeah.
So they can't like cuff you, you know.
Yeah. And like they can't take away your power, so haha, you're trapped. Bye. But I have you handcuffed. I'm holding on. You just keep...
Oh yeah, and then you still fly away. That's true. Handcuffs don't even matter. You're right.
And then they're like holding onto the handcuffs, and you just drop them, or you could pick somebody up and drop them from high placement.
Oh, true.
I'd imagine they would not try, and they would get away easily enough.
They might get away. One thing I was thinking about is, does it take energy to fly? Like, so if I'm standing here, that takes a little bit of energy to just stand. Yeah. Does it take more energy to like hover, or is it the same? Like you're just standing there, like gravity just doesn't affect you. Because if gravity doesn't affect you, or you can choose how much it affects you, then you can just like do it forever.
Yeah.
Like you could sleep floating.
Yeah.
But if you have to try, then it's less of a villainous power, I think.
Yeah.
Because at least you have some stamina that you could run out of.
Yeah, it's...
Like if you're flapping your wings to try to actually...
Come on, here we go.
Stay up. Right.
Yeah. Mr. Fly Guy.
Not fly anymore.
No.
Mr. Splat Guy now.
Yeah, Mr. Squash Fly.
Mr. Swatted,
yes. He took down a SWAT team, but then got swatted.
Maybe that's... No. I was going to say that's what SWAT team comes from. They just were
SWAT
against, fly swatters before.
The flies are the most important thing, and we cannot allow them to take over the world.
Swatting the flies.
Wait, that was a bee. No.
No, they get arrested.
Yeah.
Overall, what's the verdict?
I think it's a pretty neutral one. Like, there is not a lot you can help with. Not a lot you can do evil with.
I think if anything, it's a little more evil than good.
Yeah.
Just because it makes any crime so easy.
Yeah. But then you can also save people.
You can.
From falling.
But I think you can save and harm people, like, just as easily.
Yeah.
You know? But I don't know. What sort of, like, good deeds would you do with flight? Like, you lift a grandma off the street.
Yeah.
Who's about to, like, who's crossing. Yeah. I don't know what to...
Stop a plane from crashing. Like, that happens
again, if you have the strength. Yeah. If you have the strength, but, like, you also have to get there.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You have to have some kind of, like, way to know.
Yeah.
So you have to be a part of like police service or something, or emergency services, to be able to know when something's happening and get there on time to actually do it. Versus crime, you can just do whenever you want. Like, you don't have to wait for the...
I just sort of realized how much rules superheroes break. Right. It's like in The Incredibles, they're listening in on cops' radio. To push them out of the way and deliver justice in their way. Yeah,
exactly. And then the second one, they do talk about, like, they get in trouble because they trash the city as they're saving the city. Yeah. And so, you know, what's the cost? What's worth being saved? Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. What about the last one, the one you got there, mind control? Yeah. I feel like this one's obvious, but...
Yeah. How can it be used for evil? Let's start with evil.
The easy one? Yeah. Okay, I mean, you could just...
You're gonna walk away from me now. Right. Okay.
Can you do more than one person or just one?
More than one. Just for the fun of it.
Game over. Yeah. Game over. It's like, what's Brainiac? Is that Brainiac's power from DC?
So, I'm not sure.
Maybe Brainiac is Mr. Know-It-All.
Maybe.
It sounds like it from the name. Yeah. I think that his power is that he can mind control. So, I mean, you know, you could just convince anyone to do whatever. You can convince other super powered people, whether heroes or villains, to do whatever.
Yeah, so you're basically an unstoppable force. You have the entire world at their command, assuming there are unlimited means to do that.
To, like, reach people and stuff. Yeah. You kind of become a chameleon, because you could just be anyone. Or control anyone anyway. You could have any power you wanted at a given moment. Yeah. It's kind of a cheating one.
Okay. Now, how... For good? Can we do it for good?
Same thing. You could foil evil. But if there's no evil thing actively happening, what are you going to do that's good with mind control? You're going to convince someone to, like... give someone a better deal on rent. Yeah. Because they're...
And even that, then the other person doesn't have a better deal.
Well, I'm just thinking, it's
like you're helping your friends, but hurting other people at the same time.
Right. Yeah, that's true. I was thinking, like, if someone's getting a bad deal, but again, then, like... Yeah. There's something evil already happening. So, I don't know. I think you need something evil to be going...
You could become really rich and get a lot of slaves.
That's good.
Yeah, pretty good.
That's great. Good. That's the dream.
Yeah, that's...
No, I don't think there's anything good. I mean, come on.
Like, you can start an uprising, but then it's combating evil again.
Right. So imagine everyone's default is just good. You don't have to mind control anything, because it's already good. You know?
Yeah, there's literally nothing good about it.
Can we agree that's the most evil? Yeah. The most evil power?
Like, even strength or flight or Superman can't do that.
No.
Because somebody can control Superman.
Right. Yeah. Well, there you go.
Did you have any more?
What's another one? No, I didn't have any other in mind. Okay. But the chameleon thing made me think of Mystique. Like, not being invisible, but being able to look like anybody. Yeah. Or anything. Maybe you could blend into your surroundings too. But then it's... Scrolls. Okay, you're right. Yeah, you're right. But then it's basically invisibility. Except you can walk away. Well, no, same thing. I was going to say you could walk away without people knowing. But, but if you're invisible, obviously, it'd be the same.
Yeah, like, when would it be used for good? Like, other than combating evil, because...
Here's the most useful thing I could think of. If I could... Oh, but it's pointless then. Oh, never mind. Okay, I was gonna say the most annoying thing is, like, when I sit down at the hairdresser and I'm like, okay, I want you to... Like, this is what I want the haircut to look like. Yeah. You can just turn into it and show them. But then, if you can turn into whatever, you're not going to the hairdresser. No. Or maybe you are, just for the thrill of it. Maybe. Because it's kind of relaxing.
Or maybe the hairdresser is the person who's
turning into it.
Oh,
true. Okay, there you go. So they could model it for people. Oh, you want it to look like this? Mm-hmm. You could show them different like versions of their hair. Same with like fashioning, like modeling stuff.
You have a superpower. What are you gonna do with it?
Hairdresser. Okay, super hair cutter.
Yeah, no.
Supercuts.
No, I don't want to give super haircuts. Just want to show people what they could look like.
Right. Give people confidence.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, so that's
a powerful thing.
Things.
Mm-hmm. I would say that's big. I don't think that's a minor detail. Being able to boost people's confidence.
And I suppose like taking over for someone if they're sick.
True. But again, then you're being sneaky.
Yeah.
Then you're being like you're tricking their boss or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose.
And it's still good, like the work gets done. But then your superpower is just being whatever their job was.
Yeah.
Like for the day.
Yeah.
And then the next day, maybe you're doing it for someone else.
Go to work for a day.
And then you better be good at it too, or else you're just gonna you're an accountant today. Yeah. Hopefully you can be a good accountant, or else you're gonna screw up our like projects.
Like your only job is to show up and don't talk.
Right, just to be there.
Yeah, just be there. Look like me.
Might as well be a mannequin.
Yep.
Dressed perfectly like the person.
Yeah, they're not a whole lot good. Like, obviously evil, you can, like, steal stuff or turn into a political figure and say things that, or whatever.
Oh, okay, I have an interesting one. What about controlling the weather? Is that more good or more evil? Or neutral?
I think it's just dead neutral, because, like, you can destroy it's actually very big, because you could destroy the whole planet.
But I think it's easier to destroy something with weather than it is to fix something with weather.
Yeah, but like you can grow crops and you can.
Can you? You can cause rain.
You can cause rain and sun in perfect intervals, so the crops are perfect and.
That's true. Over time, you could.
Yeah.
You could end world hunger. You could end like climate change.
That is like the most underrated superpower, isn't it?
Reverse climate change. Yeah, I didn't even think of it.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of it. I just looked outside and it was kind of raining earlier, so I was thinking about it, and there you go. So yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Help a lot of people, and you could also hurt a lot of people, assuming that you could. I'm assuming that you could manage to. Like, you're probably not able to create super high winds everywhere in the world, but you can like have this like massive hurricane or whatever that destroys everything.
Yeah, or like.
Just like destroys everything, moves somewhere else, destroys everything. So you still could destroy the world.
You could, or lightning.
Yeah, lightning.
Or you could just keep heating it up.
Yeah.
And
that's not that hard.
Let it slowly.
I think everybody has that superpower.
Yeah. Oh man, that's a depressing note to end it on.
Yeah.
No, you're right though. I think that'd be a good one. That's underrated.
Yeah.
And I do think it's neutral.
Super powerful. Can change the course of a world.
And I dare say you can fly.
Yeah.
If you can control the weather.
I mean, you need to be pretty proficient with it, but.
But look at like the Last Airbender. He flies. Yeah. Aang flies, and he just controls the wind.
Yeah.
That's all he does, and he can fly. So.
Control the environment around you, basically.
Yeah. So are you just a avatar then?
Pretty much.
You just bend all the elements, or is it only like you can't move Earth with it, but you can like cause environmental effects?
Yeah,
like
you can like
precipitation and temperature.
You can make wind move Earth.
And wind, yeah.
I
think the Avatar one is more for evil.
Yeah.
If you can just move Earth and stuff.
Yeah. I think that's leaning towards evil, but there's a lot of good things you can do with it.
There is.
Still.
Yeah, there is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You could restore like animals' habitats and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of sick. It's kind of cool.
I think we're done with that topic.
I think we're good.
Before we move on to our last topic, I just noticed that, well, you pointed it out to me before. I should not say it. I just noticed. But, that it is the 10th episode, even though there is an episode 0, which technically counts.
There is. Number 10.
How does it feel being the guest on the 10th episode?
I'm honored. Double digits. Are we going to reach triple? That's the next goal, right?
Yeah. I'm sure we will in like 40 years or something.
90 episodes from now? How many are we going to make over the summer? A few.
4?
4?
Maybe.
I think we could do 4. We could do more. Yeah. Do however many you want. I think that we're going to hit 15 by September.
That's
possible. My bold prediction. But then cut to episode 11, we're like, oh, it's been a couple years. Here we are.
Yeah, it always seems like it's like minimum once a month, other than at the start. It did at the start. But
yeah. That's okay. I think we should save the next topic for a future episode.
Should we?
I think we should. I think we're out of time here.
Well, one topic, but it certainly took over for a while.
It's a good combo.
Actually, 2 technically, because my update.
You got an update?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little high school introspection, and then superpowers.
Yep, superpowers very... I mean, it's not different. Lots of people who have superpowers are in high school.
True. Okay, last one.
Lots of people in movies are.
Last one to end it off.
Yes.
Which power of the ones you talked about would you most want entering your new school year? Like for school specifically. Or a new one, if you can think of a new power that you'd rather.
I think flight would be practical.
It would be practical. But I think Mr. Know-It-All would be...
Yeah, that'd be pretty nice.
A little overpowered, in a school setting.
Actually, I don't think it would be.
It kind of makes school irrelevant.
Yeah, it'd be super, super boring.
That's true. It would be. You just read the textbooks and you're good. Yeah. All right.
Shall we end it?
Let's end it there. Thank you very much for having me on.
Thank you for watching this episode of the Ramblings of Random Minds podcast. And look at me now. I'm going into my presenter's voice. Anyway, please like, share, and subscribe, and do all the things that you're supposed to do on YouTube. I'm very out of the swing of this. Anyway.
Well, good. We'll catch you next time.